together, but also provision and all the things that a man can do.
What is the purpose of raising a well-built woman like you for a fake husband, one boy unattended to, who just
anti kati kyetugambye nti tuddeyo ku drawing board nga bwe twateeka amaanyi ku mwana omuwala n'omulenzi naye tumuwa attention. It's not yet too late.
It's too late.
It's not yet too late. It may not be this generation, maybe the generation to come will benefit from now the boy-child empowerment. Kat campaign ya boy-child. The boy-child is an endangered species. We need to put our energies on the boy-child so the boy-child is responsible once again, so the boy-child is man enough to take care of his family, so the boy-child is an important member of society.
Abasada bali wansi iwe weno chidi nti utibo kairo kuniriro oti ngazira musada tofiira kufiringa ko liko
ekigenderera tekyali kuteeka musajja wansi kyali kusitula muwala oba omukazi asituke ave wansi naye kati ate bwe yasituka n'ayitawo n'asitukira ddala
wawe mwabitawo
kansoke mbuze Adam Kungu wasize otya.
You know, that's and that's quite an interesting discussion. I think about a week ago, I was reading one of the reports nga eraga nti abaana abawala currently bali more aggressive compared to
aggressive. You saying aggressive?
Yes, more aggressive compared to their male colleagues, and that currently in Uganda abakyala tebakyatya ku taking our own challenges. They are now pushing us, the men, to the sidelines. Emirimu that were actually meant initially to be ours are being done with a lot of aggressiveness by the ladies, and basically that is attributed to what you have just been discussing here. Nti twerabira okuyamba abaana ab'ekikula kyombi wamu. We put our center of focus ku baana ab'obuwala, and now they have pushed us to the sidelines, and it's very unfortunate.
And you know the pictures they take, these Doreen, you know the Doreens have a problem. I have always had a problem with the female chauvinists in our country. When you're taking their wedding picture, the pictures these people hang in their houses, they stand like this.
How do they, like this?
You see? And then they pose, they stand like this. This means that, why don't you take your own wedding picture and pose alone, and you want us to be a couple like this? It means that you are incomplete until I am part of
Simon,
the role. One thing that Mr. Museveni has done perfectly well is to change the mindset of Ugandans to think that even women can do things we do and do them better. Now, the people below him, bachikwata bukwasi, ne bachitomera. They thought they were advancing a presidential preference or presidential understanding. Bone bafa ku galo. A girl will never rise above a boy.
That's true. And where
you can, you know, because when these people talk, they talk about economics. You having more money than me, like it is now, does not shift any of your roles to me, and does not, in the eyes of God, make you any better than me. You remain
Simon,
just part of my flesh.
The intention wasn't bad, but I think,
was vulgarized by the people.
But I think there was an undersight on what could happen to the boy child if this boy child that is not empowered is faced with this child, the girl child, who is well educated, who is groomed, who is aggressive and assertive. When such a girl child faces this boy child who is not equally attended to, then they're bound to clash.
Empowered. Who's not equally empowered?
Equally empowered. They're bound to clash. And then there's also a tendency to think that the boy child will somehow figure it out. A man is a man. He's supposed to think for himself. He's supposed to fend for himself, and he will battle with this world and figure it out somehow.
And where I want to disagree with you, ogambye nti waliwo batata abasula obuvunanyizibwa bwabwe bw'okwempowering abaana ab'obulenzi. You know, child upbringing is not a responsibility of one parent.
True.
So it is a collective responsibility, and I think it's something that parents have got to think about. Nti bw'oba okuza Adam omulenzi, mukuze mu mbeera yemu ne Doreen omuwala, because at the end of the day, when the two grow up, they will need each other and they will have to complement each other.
But there is a role that the father figure plays in a boy's child in empowering him in a masculine way, in a masculine manner, I'll give an example ni Adam. Omwana omulenzi nga yakuzibwa mama we. Traits zezibera totally different. I'll give you an example of Simon here. Simon Myanga Lutaya.
Okay.
Omwana yakuzibwa jjajja we oba mama we
olumba America.
Aina engeri gy'abeera sensitive. Abeera sensitive because I mean it's a feminine trait.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that men are not sensitive, but babeera more sensitive because it's aba yakuzibwa nga mama
Are you giving examples or you are summarizing the character of myself?
Nga you know amubudaabuda omwana we wa bulenzi, you know, so awulira nga ayina omubeererawo in all ways, so they end up taking on some feminine traits. But if a man, a real man, a father figure, raises this child, you have to be a man, you have to be responsible, you have to, I mean, a man can't be weak.
What in these few minutes can we do? What do you think can be done? There are two ways of raising. I remember growing up, mama wange teyateekangawo njawulo. Ffe twalinga tukula. I and my sisters were doing the same jobs. Bwekwabanga kufumba nga lero kufumba kwalinga kwange, mere yiyo wata jisibe sanika fumba nyiga zako maliriza. In greeting my mother, even at the age of 44 today, with the 10 children I have, my mother still does not allow me to greet her standing. So when we go together to the village to find her, my sisters kneel down, my children kneel down, my wife kneels down, I too kneel down. Because for her, she said, you are all children. Growing up in terms of work and you call it upbringing, there was not much difference. Is that the way to do it?
It is, okay.
Perfect.
That be the best way.
Yes, I've just said that perfectly well and perfectly said. Whether a girl or a boy, they remain children before the parents. And consequently, like we said, at the end of it all, when they grow up, they literally take over the same responsibilities. So there shouldn't be any separation and segregation in terms of upbringing.
I differ from that. In my approach, I would be a little hard on the boy child.
A little
harder on the boy child.
Hard.
Yes, because he is supposed to man up. He's supposed to fend for the family. He's supposed to be the pillar. He's supposed to be strong. When the wife is weak or the wife is not able to do certain things, this child, I know kukulanga manyinti yekabimala.
So you're not empowering your girl.
So you're agreeing
the girl.
You are agreeing today that the pivot of this family, the pivot of development is the man.
Yes, yes, I agree with you 100% because the primary role of the father or the father figure in a home, he's supposed to be a mentor, he's supposed to be a leader, he's supposed to be a provider and all these other things. And then the woman...
Provision, you know.
Provision, yes.
We want you to provide.
Oh,
provision,
my goodness,
you know.
Simon.
I'm a mentor,
by design,
I am a leader,
by design,
I am a lover. Those are my three.
God provided, rather God created.
I'm the leader, the mentor, the lover.
And provision, provision.
When providing it raising you up, we thought you take up the provision. You know the Bible gives the duty of looking for food on you. It says omukyalo omugezigezi akeera nawanja n'anoonyeza amakage You and I cannot say that we are Christians. The duty to look for food in the Bible lies on the woman. Bakazimwe mukimane Bible yekanti omuntu anooni emmere niwera bw'olya yendeese oba oli munafu just okuloonya emmere kukwo.
Simon kyovola omwana omuwala alina okumanya nti omusajja ono Simon bw'ataleeta emmere nina okuyiiya
si bwe siireete bw'oleeta is one off nze ndeta mu one off tizi supposed to bring them oba onoba noba ogolole oba ogololagolola
ganga mukatutandise dore mwesige ge manya gange ne bannange bano
Adam Kungu wamnesa Simon Myanga Lutaya tugenda mu byamizannyo Aisha Powers omulaba ali very set okutusaako enteekateeka. She's very beautiful and smart and So nga tuyingira semi-finals, Aisha ndowooza atandikira.
Semi-finals, I am for Morocco. I have so far beaten Dumba, who said he supports Brazil. This Aisha Power said he supports Portugal. Na yemazo mukuba Morocco. I'm on for Morocco. Ganga continues with Aisha Powers with sports.